Ravens, Steelers, definitely the Haas fight. Charles, watching this, slugfest, what is the one thing that you are checking out for it?
I like that we didn't even talk about what the Haas fight was, and like this is just the obvious choice for it. I love these games. Like I grew up, went to high school outside Baltimore. I have been to honestly more Ravens games and Falcons games in my life, and I was at the game where Mike Tomlin may or may not have walked onto the field to trip.
Oh, you were?
To trip, the late Jacoby Jones. I was in the nosebleed seats where all the rabid fans are. And I was concerned for Mike Tomlin's safety, like making it out of that stadium after that play happened. So this is still one of the premier rivalries in the league. And I think it's about to get its juice back because it was dormant for a little bit towards the end of the Flacco run, but we're back. I think the interesting thing here is as long as Lamar Jackson has been a Raven, this is only his 5th game against the Steelers because they had the weird game that they played on Wednesday one year, and he was either out or sick with COVID. Then there was one year where it was late in the season and they already had a playoff seed locked up, so he didn't play. So he hasn't had too much exposure against the Steelers, but the numbers would suggest that this is like his kryptonite team, just based on past performances against the Steelers. But I think that they have a chance to buck the trend this week. If you go back and you watch that game that they played in Pittsburgh last year, Lamar was awesome in that game. The stats do not tell the whole story. They legitimately dropped like 3 or 4 touchdowns that were perfectly placed. So it's not like he can't perform against his team. It's just, sometimes in rivalry games, weird things happen. But as far as just like on the field, I want to see if the Ravens can stay out of 3rd and long, because I remember last year, that was some of the areas where they got gotten, especially at the end of the game when TJ Watt just gets to pin his ears back and close the game with a strip sack like he does. It feels like 8 times a year. But it's like the one split that the Ravens aren't great at this year, which is kind of interesting. It's like the average distance to a first down on 3rd down, the 24th in the league, which is interesting when you think about how well they run the ball.
Game is, and
right.
That's right. Interesting. Maybe because they're explosive instead of efficient. Maybe. Yeah, that's interesting.
And I mean, it's kind of interesting because when you start actually looking at what separates, like, let's say, like the ranked one,
it's like a yard,
5,
right?
It's not even a full yard most of the time. But still, they're 24th in that category. So I would be a little bit worried about getting into spots where the Steelers can pin their ears back. But also at the same time, I'm not so worried that I would expect them to lose this game. I think the fight up front is going to be a whole lot of fun. The Steelers have several hosses on their defensive line, and we know how good the Ravens running game has been this year. So really just how good are you on 3rd and long? Because I think those areas in the margin and some of those high leverage plays are where this game is going to be made.
Yeah, that side of the ball is beef on beef. Like it's a good one on that one. Like, and the Steelers actually have the physicality to match the Patrick Ricard, Derrick Henry looks. Like they actually will take it to him. So no, I think that's a great point with the 3rd and long stuff. Also, too, I will flip on to the other side of the ball, which is good because this is a kind of a quasi-Haas fight as well. The Ravens' run defense is phenomenal. Their pass defense gives up a ton of explosives, but their run defense makes it a slog. That's where they can come downhill where Simpson's playing well. Just also their defensive linemen can create some explosives for defense as far as TFLs like Matt BK and the others up there. Our co-worker Kyle Van Noy. And also like they're smart on defense as far as like just understanding where the bodies have to be, putting the numbers there. Again, they give up explosive passes, but again, what are the Steelers going to do on offense? They're going to pound the freaking rock. And that's looked better. Our guy, Zach Frazier, the center, looks amazing. That game last week, he looked so good. He's so smart. He's so good. Mason McCormick, the right guard, another rookie, looked good. Isaac Samulo, the left guard, looks good. So they got some, they're improving because of health. These young guys kind of getting more reps. Najee Harris is going to get touches. Jalen Warren's going to get touches. This is the formula for the Steelers. They're going to pound the rock, get into strike range, and let Russ throw a moon ball. And then you hope that you hit on 2 or 3 of those. Even if you go 40-60 on that, you throw 8 of them and hit 3 of them, that's all you need. Like that. I mean, just look at what happened last week. He hit 2. That's all they needed. Like I think maybe 3, but that's all this offense needs. It's not going to be a nickel and dime pass game. That's not the design. That's not how Russell Wilson plays, and that's not what Arthur Smith even prefers. So, it's an interesting kind of formula. It's strength on strength in the run games, but then, the Steelers' pass game is volatile, but you're going against a volatile pass defense. So
to be kind.
Right. Yeah. I'm being nice. Being nice.
Volatile would suggest they're good sometimes,
I know, right? I know. I actually, when I said that, I was like, I don't know. Wonky, not even boom bust, because there's no booms. It's just a lot of busts.
Just a lot of bad,
So yeah, I really think it's gonna come down to how those 8 deep shots work out. Like that's how that feels on that side of the ball. But I'm excited to watch it. Good Haas fight. The Ravens are 3-point favorites at Pittsburgh. Do you have a prediction for this one?
I think the Ravens win this one. I think Lamar has another nice game against them, and this time the receivers catch their passes and they get across the finish line. But it's gonna be a slugfest for sure.
Yeah,
this is gonna be throwback Ravens Steelers. Yeah,
I think it's a Ravens win, Steelers cover type of game. Like, I think this is not even a 1-score game. I think this is a field goal or under game. But like you said, division game, Tomlin's going to get his guys rolling. This is a really fun one. I'm excited to check it out.